Hi, I wanted to read you guys something that I wrote out, and it's because it's kind of emotional, and I didn't want to miss any points, but it's called Why I Fight. And if you like it, send it to someone, spread the word. All right. All right, I was exposed to sexual depravity as a child. I've never talked about it publicly, and I'm not going to anymore. In fact, it's kind of weird when people want to know details about stuff like that. It doesn't define who I am, and it's just something you have to know to understand the bigger picture of who I am and what I'm trying to tell people and why. I'm not a victim, and I come from a loving family with a hardworking father and a mother who did everything to protect her kids. And I don't even want to say this out loud and on video because it would make her sad. It's not her fault at all. But we live in a fallen world. And I don't say I was abused because life itself is full of abuse. Life is abuse. So that doesn't differentiate anything. Leaving your house, you will be abused by the weather. And the most corrosive, abusive force on the planet is time itself. I know what monsters look like and how they act. That's why I just shared that piece of personal information with you. I know how they seek positions of unquestioned authority, how they live in the upside-down world that we are now seeing more and more of. A world where lies are truth, apologies are submission, submission is an apology, questions are tyranny, curiosity, unscientific, destruction is progress, progress is destruction, tradition is slavery, and love, of course, is oppression. Becoming a father myself and feeling that ancient drive to protect, while at the same time I watch this rise in the open and accepted sexual abuse of children, disguised as tolerance, sent me on nothing short of a warpath. I've been fighting a full-blown, all-out war for 2 years now, and I won't stop even after I'm dead. That's why we write words to paper. That's why we make videos. It's because death doesn't stop our ability to fight. I've had many casualties of this war. Career opportunities, friends, alienation of family members. But I'm never going to stop, even after I'm dead. So why have I been relentlessly chipping away at the moon landing story? I've been asked this a lot lately, and that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, is because I want to make it completely and unquestionably true why I'm doing it, at least. Because I saw Bill Nye on his show, Bill Nye Saves the World. He said that a 2-year-old can now choose their gender, and it is science, and it is peer-reviewed, and everyone's wearing a lab coat, and it is, of course, factual. I saw a flash of a monster that I haven't seen in many, many years. And I saw it clear as day. And when I saw parents break their ancient protection instincts and serve their own children to this new idea of gender-fluid infants, it reminded me of the stories of Aztec sacrifice. I always wondered how people could do that. How they could offer up their children to the Great Pyramid. I know science well, and I've always loved it. And one scientific experiment was the Milgram experiment, proving the human submission to authority. And in this moment, I saw a new science, a science not based in fact, but in the occult, and ritual, and pain, and death, and in abuse. The monsters seek authority. The Aztec priests ripping out the heart of a baby and eating it, the top of that pyramid. As the indoctrinated masses say, praise, praise be to the one who saves us. And that's the thing about monsters, ladies and gentlemen. That's the thing about evil. And I know evil. Evil makes you love him as he takes everything from you. I'm a Christian and I believe in the resurrection of Jesus Christ, but that is my faith. And I could not prove it. That is why my logic is consistent and my logic is sound. My science is good. Faith lives in the soul and in a spiritual world that cannot be put in beakers. And it doesn't wear lab coats, nor should it. But this new religion of science, just like what all monsters do, claims the opposite of what it is. It mimics. It says it isn't a religion at all. It is a fact. God, this is not easy for me to read. This is, I have a rage response to some of this stuff. For 2 years now, I've cut off the heads of thousands of the cultural hydra. Meme after meme, show after show. I point out what they're doing. I speak it. People agree, they support me, or they hate me, they try to ruin me, but it's done nothing. The Hydra just keeps popping up new heads because I wasn't attacking the heart of the monster properly. I wasn't showing the new cult of science for what it actually is. And these aren't your saviors. These aren't your priests. These are monsters. And I'm fighting to win. It started with the moon landing. It is the one event that I can prove without any reasonable logical doubt that was faked and why it was faked. NASA says it has destroyed the technology and it cannot be rebuilt, just like Joseph Smith and his seer stones. The lack of voltage alone and the extreme temperature fluctuation of upwards of 600 degrees Celsius at 290,000 miles away would make TV transmission impossible with any form of electricity, especially through the 60,000 kilometer Van Allen belt, which is basically a giant nuclear explosion. No one has ever gone back despite people's never-ending desire to explore our solar system. No other country has attempted to plant their flag on the moon next to ours, which contradicts the very nature of countries, corporations, and of course humankind itself. People still go to Greenland, but not the moon, despite $24 billion a year in funding. But in 1969, with less tech than a cell phone, they did it and played a round of golf on that moon. That is a lie. This is a religion. If you accept Neil Armstrong as your personal savior without any proof, you are in. And most people don't know it. They think it's fact. They don't see it because they don't understand the nature of monsters. Pedophilia isn't about sex. It's about control. It's about continuing the cycle so you don't have to face the reality that this world is fallen and broken and full of snakes, and it's exhausting and it hurts and it's a never-ending war to spot out and kill the snakes that want to eat your kids. I get why people ignore this stuff. It's tiring. When you have to face what happened to you and what happens to people, it hurts horribly bad. I understand moral relativity. I know why people do it. I don't. If you tell me that you understand, if you understand, if you accept science as your savior, that you have faith in science, and it is not based in fact, if you tell me you understand that the food pyramid, hairspray, ozone layer, gender-neutral science, and the lab coat of the priest, if you understand that that's faith, you at least know you're in a cult, which is half the battle. It's a very important part of the battle. If you know you're in a cult, if you're self-aware that you're in a materialistic, fallen cult, good for you. But just please protect your children, because that's all we got. Becoming a father has changed me in very, very profound and deep spiritual ways, all for the good. If we can't protect our kids, what's our point? Kids are hope. Kids are the future. Kids are all we got. And if you sacrifice your children on this new altar, you're pathetic. You're a coward. And the snakes will eat you. They come for everybody. They have no allies. Snakes have no friends. They're cold-blooded. They seek warmth. And they'll suck your blood dry. Trust me, I know snakes. I know snakes. We never went to the moon. We never went to the moon. We never went to the moon. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until I rip this whole thing down and they stop fucking with kids. We never went to the moon. We never went to the moon. We never went to the moon. And I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until I rip this whole thing down and they stop fucking with kids.